Okie dokie, we just finished messing around with this automation stuff, which we don't really want to mess with. I have noticed that we have lost some kohlrabis to the contamination during this bad drought. It's not the end of the universe here, really, but I have quite a bit of flooding over here, which is a little worrisome, perhaps. Hopefully, it shouldn't. I mean, it should be mostly harmless, although it might make reaching some of these geothermals might be. I think, is there some other geothermal somewhere? Anyway, it's just something to be aware of, I suppose. Although, of course, this is going to take forever to dry out over here, and that's going to be annoying to deal with. But future problems, future problems, future problems. Today, I want to get down my second hauling post. I think I'm actually going to do it like this. So, oh, right. Yeah. I was like, why isn't this working? Because that was my whole point. But we'll worry about that later. Right now, we're not pumping anything. We have 5 days left of bad tide, and even if we do, we have plenty of time here. So we're gonna just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. And I want a hauling post, and I want a builder's hut. Yeah. And then I want to put a path in and rebuild my power line, which for now can just be that. Which, I mean, I could... yeah, that's fine. And then please build this relatively fast. Although, actually, yes, please always pick up the debris soon. And then we also want to demolish some more things. So over here, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Yeah. And here we're gonna put down our smelter and not a centrifuge. Well, eventually a centrifuge. But first, the explosives factory. Yes. And that's going to be awesome. Let's build a storage facility so that we can bring in some bad water. So we're just going to say obtain bad water there. And then we're going to want a medium warehouse here, because I realize that I also need to remove this in order to complete my water tank here. So this needs to probably be, and this needs to obtain scrap metal. Right. Industrial pile. Obtain scrap metal. There we go. And of course, we're going to need some outputs, so we'll just do some small metal blocks. And can you also do explosives? No, that's a warehouse. That's a warehouse. That's okay. So, no. Just accept explosives. Booms. There we are. Okay. So hopefully they're gonna get all this stuff built, and we'll just ask them to build this reasonably fast so that we get our power connected. This is... I thought this was done. I guess it's not quite done. You guys can also work on this stuff. And then we're just gonna ride the rest of this bad tide out and let them build this stuff. Well, I'm noticing a lot of beavers walking around with little thirst icons over their head while I'm waiting for this to get done. And, you know, my water tanks are very far away from my barracks. So what I think I'm going to do is first I'm going to lower the working hours by 1 so that maybe they'll have more time in the off season. But also, let's put a little water tank over here to obtain water so that maybe they're not marching all the way across the map, especially these guys, right? I mean, you know, these guys are going to be working near here. That's fine-ish, but now these guys will have a little bit of water. Okay, well, our bad tide is just wrapping up here. Still no bad water out of the water seat, not even close, so that's fantastic. And I finally got my hauling post down and my builder's hut down, and again, these are set to a very low priority, so the idea is that these will be completely empty 99% of the time. We don't have to worry about it because basically I can now set these to have higher priority, and then so I'll always have some builders, and then when I have extra beavers, they'll flop into the builder's huts and then the hauling post. That's the goal. And hopefully once I get the automation online, which I haven't, I will be able to, when those buildings pause, those beavers will now have a job and less micromanagement on my part. Now, I do have a little bit of a problem in that it is now the wet season and my power line is still disconnected. Ooh, let's see what we can do to resolve that. It looks like you're going to be built, but I think the explosives factory might. You need 60 metal parts. You know what? I think you're going to have to wait till the next wet season. Sorry. We're just gonna say power shaft. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't have demolished that because now I have all this. I can solve this. I can solve this. I can solve this. I can solve this. We can do like this, and then be cheeky here, and push all of this stuff like that, and then we just demolish, and then we reconnect our power line. And I'm gonna say, please, 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 please build all of this stuff first. I have enough scrap fuel for that. Yeah. And let's actually just be like, hey, I really want that now. Thank you, because not having any water. I mean, I didn't lose much water, so I'm not super worried about this. But it would be nice to have some. I'm a little bit annoyed that I'm not going to get my explosives online this wet season, to be sure. I'm a little bit annoyed about that. But looks like the bad water is starting to dry up and fall off the map. And yep. Hopefully this will all clear out. But as much as it is, I mean, obviously the permanent sources will be permanent, I suppose. But it's not a big deal. We survived the bad tide, no problem. So we're just going to get some stuff built here and go from there. And of course, we would be exactly one plank shy on building my smelter. Come on, guys, what are we doing here? Please. Okay, we have the plank. Go, someone's taking it over there. This is annoying. I should reroute this. Soon we would have. No, we don't have dynamite soon because I would love to have dynamite, because then I could, route my power lines underground, right? That's how everyone does it. You route your power lines. Come on, one more plank, guys, please. Who has the last plank? Someone has the last plank. Where is it? We have no logs? What are we doing here? Come on. Oh, I took all the haulers. Okay, fine. There he goes. It's built! We have power again. Hooray. And now I can be like, no automation, just give me food, please. And thank you. Okay. So we're connected. We have power again. That means we have water again, which means we are now filling our reservoir 3 days in. It is what it is. And it's fine. We're doing great. Minor issue, but expected. We're fighting over who gets the power here now that our power lines are all connected. It's actually not a problem at night, which I guess was dumb to start recording at night, but all of these things are now fighting over the power, so I probably should either... I have enough science for most of everything. I probably should keep the number cruncher just in general off during the wet season here, just so that it's not hogging its power away from my water supply. Again, once once everyone gets to work here, we'll see this in action. Yeah, so now we're down to 92 because, yeah, everything is just kind of... But again, I'm not worried about this drought because I'm already almost full on water, so it's not a problem this time. But it's something I need to be aware of: is don't have the number cruncher run you out of water, because that would be stupid. Mental note. Other than that, we're clearing out this area just nicely. We just need this tower to go, so looks like we're going to clear that tower, and then probably 90. So we have plenty of room for all of that scrap metal. And then we can start thinking about our levees, which will go up here, and then of course meet up here, and then I'll have to move this farmhouse, and I'll have to move the cassava storage, because it's almost as if I had planned this and then completely forgotten that I had planned to, you know, put these things somewhere. Well, I just realized as I'm about to flood here, it would be amazing if I could get a depth sensor somewhere over, I don't know, here. Is that a good spot? No, that's not a good spot. Just somewhere. Oh, okay. Yep. Pause. No floody, please. I mean, you know. Okay, we're. But let's get a depth sensor down, and then I can say, hey, if we're above 1.95, you... no, wait, hold on. If we're under 1.95, logic on camera, dumb, don't do it. Under 1.9, actually, yeah. Under or equal to 1.95, pause the aquifer drill. No. If it's under 1.95, use the aquifer drill. Awesome. And now, I don't have to press the button on this anymore, because it's going to be paused by automation. Although, do please build this quickly, because... And that's awesome. Another thing is that this bad water source is about to turn on, which means this is never going to dry out naturally until I build a dam over here, which is... kind of annoying. It's just a thing that I have to prepare for when I'm ready to start getting over here, which, you know, is... Again, we can probably just go up here with some stairs, and I'll actually use a platform. I don't know why. And we want to go all the way over here and start thinking about walling this off carefully, such that, does that work? No, it doesn't. We can let these aquifer sources dry out eventually, but I am not worried about this for a little while at least. I am still worried about levees over here and stuff. So, yeah, actually, I could probably, do you think I can sneaky? Let's go for it. Now, I realize that I don't actually need these, but if I say, hey, build you, and then we're gonna get some. Let's just try to work on this. Oh, yeah. I know. I already just talked about that, but one more scrap metal, guys. Come on, please. But anyway, we're continuing. We're getting some metal blocks in now. That's awesome. Our bad water is, so I'm just gonna like say stop being useless over there. Thank you. Again, more things to hook up to automation, which we're actually starting to get built here, which is cool. And yeah, we're just again, we're waiting for the drought so that I can build my explosives factory, which I should probably really stock up some metal parts here, which I have a guy in there who is not building anything because I have no, you know what, let's say you, I don't need you to store explosives. I don't know why I even said that. I need you to store metal parts. Thank you. And then we're gonna even draw a path to it. Amazing. So now you can take your metal parts and put them Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's going to put them all the way over there. Because that is an efficient way to do things. Whatever. I should really get a metal part storage up here, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should. I should. What is that? Is that a, it's a warehouse. Metal parts are warehouses. I need 60 metals, or 60 metal part storage anyway, so I might as well give him an easy way to drop them off there, huh? And you guys can build that sooner rather than later. My reducing the work hours thing seems to have maybe helped a little bit. I'm still seeing people running around hungry and stuff. Again, I'm not really sure why. I have lots of food in locations, but oh, wait. Okay, yep. Okay, yeah. I manually pause. Manually pause. That's fine. But the depth sensor is working, which is awesome. That's great. Yeah, as soon as I just complete this little doodly bit here, we will manually unpause that and let. I guess I could even hook in a lever, but that's getting silly. So once again, we're on day 8. We'll see how many days we get here. Well, it looks like we lucked out with a long wet season here. We're up to day 13 and still no warning. But our automation is built and it's working, question mark. Fermenter's running. It's connected to the automator. That's pretty good. Let's take a look here. So based on this is that we have 40% cassava storage, which makes sense. That looks like about 40%. So you are off, which means you should wait a second. You should be above 20%. Because now that is saying we should be, we should be between 20% and 40%, which means my XOR gate should be oh no, I had it right the first time. I had it right. Did I have it right the first time? Oh, you should be greater than, and you should be less than. Okay, now my XOR gate is on because I'm between the high and the low. Awesome. As far as the cassava is, we are both high, so that XOR gate is off. And that is saying, hey, my cassava is high, so, and I am good, but not perfect, on the fermented. So that means, hey, please turn on the fermenter. So, it's working, kind of, sort of, I hope. Which gives me great hope for now that I have metal blocks, and I have a lot of metal blocks, I can start thinking about food factories and corn and stuff like that. Also, this is working great too. I did try to set it at 2 and under 2, and it was kind of, there was a little bit of flooding. It wasn't any significant quantity of flooding, but it was enough flooding that's like it's not worth the extra 2 seconds of water. I think. But I was also thinking, hey, let's get down to Forester over here, because next thing on my list, I think I want to start getting some treated planks down. So that means, of course, setting our cutting tree area to not up here. At least for now. No tree cutting up here. And then we want to plant some pines. I really probably should have done this sooner than now. But actually, you know, as long as I'm 4 squares away from here, it'll should be green for a little while. Is my thinkings. So, this again is working great. So I always have 2 builders, and then any extra beavers can be builders too. It's working great. I always have 1 hauler, and then any extra haulers can just appear there if I have enough builders. Woo. And there's our autosave. Yeah, yeah. Everything's great. Everything's great. Looks like we're working on this one. We're clearing out our scrap metal. And yep, we got this built. We need to start on the next layer here, so let's... Oh! Oh! Ha! I'm a little bit annoyed, I'll be honest. Yeah, let's just splurge on the triples. I'm a little bit annoyed because it's like, it almost feels too easy. It almost feels too easy with the bad tides. Because I just know I don't have... Maybe this time I should go ahead and build the bad tide defense. Nah, I mean, it's not going to be... It shouldn't be too long. It shouldn't be too long. And if it does look like it's getting a little bit low, I can go ahead and build the bad tide defense. But right now we're still... Again, because the bad tides will get up to 30 days. And this will drain in, you know, close to 30 days. So, but until I see a 30-day drought, I'm not worried about it. Sorry, 30-day bad tide. So we're probably going to just, yeah, well, we have time to get our... explosives online easy. I do realize I do need a lot more explosives than I thought, because I'm actually going to need to take this down by 2. Which means either I do it twice with the landscaping on the one, or I think about getting the extract online. Which I do have the metal blocks for, and I do have the space for, and I do have the bad water for. So I might as well, I guess. And then we can think about the advanced reading pods, which are great. I'm not sure where they are. How much do these cost? It's under. It's not. Oh, yeah. You know what? Let's also splurge with some scratchers. I'm noticing that my one water pump does not seem to be enough for... I really feel like these should require power, so... They don't, but I think they should. Anyway. One water pump should be enough, but I guess I'm just being too inefficient, so we'll have 2 water pumps for a moment. Again, these should be, like, high priority, guys. Come on. Really should... And we'll just try to fill up the tanks before the bad tide hits. It is what it is. But yeah, so, again, let's just... I just want to watch the automation happen. I just want to watch it happen. And as you can see, our cassavas are great. They're just yeah. We're still working on filling up our storage here, so it's still trying to run full time. That's great. That's fine. And we can probably now just go ahead. Let's go for the memory modules. Let's do things properly. As soon as the bad tide hit. Yeah. Can I? Let's see. What is the yeah. I have 30 metal blocks. Yeah. I don't have the planks though. That's a little awkward. Where's all my planks going? Where, like, oh, you know, I just told them to build the staircase of doom. Yeah, not. Where's all my logs? I am out of logs. I am out of logs. I am literally logless. You don't need to be up there anymore because you planted everything, but I have no logs. Okay, you don't need to be working either. Go do something else. Go plant over here, please. And maybe you were going to be chopping down these pine trees. Whoopsies. Rather than getting our tapper shack in. But, okay, yeah, okay, I can chop these down. Kind of, except the lumberjack is flooded, and so it's not actually going to do anything. I guess I can also think about reaching out to some other logs somewhere on the map. Maybe right here. Maybe right here. Perfect. Amazing. Great. Okay, well, you know, I think everything's going fine, and then suddenly you're like, oh, I'm an idiot. Every time. So, lumberjack flag. Please build fast. Please workplace it up. And please connect that up. That should... Yeah, that reaches everything. Okay, let's just take a look. They're getting close. You know, that's... What? 6 days away, I think? I don't like it. I don't like it. I clearly needed more tree storage earlier. I was like, I'll just wait till the recording before I get down this forester. That was dumb. Well, it is what it is. Again, once this is up, which I can't, yep, they're building it. We'll get some logs in from over there, and that'll hopefully tide us by for a bit. Okay, the sound effect is here. 7 days, which is actually less than the previous bad tide. I guess, because, you know, the handicap for bad tides starts at 38%. So if the first bad tide rolled 30 days, then I guess it could have been a 9-day. And now I just rolled really low, so I get a 7-day. I mean, honestly, and it is what it is. I kind of wish it was longer. So I'm just going to pause you again. You can do something else. My water is actually still very low. Never mind. Unpause you. But this is also horrifically inefficient because all my beavers are just walking from here to here, and that's kind of annoying. So I'm going to increase my number of haulers by 2, and because I don't really need builders right now because I have no logs. Although they have started to put in the outline here, even though I didn't really want them to do that. They're also working on the staircase. I'd rather you work on the staircase, honestly. No. Like that's it's not a big deal. This staircase is more important. But and then we'll probably, you know, like if we just instead of having to manually put each one in, if we just go like zoop zoop, and because I definitely have the logs for all of this, now I can just sort of just be like build the whole layer instead of having to manually do it. But this is honestly not important at the moment at all. In fact, I'm gonna actually say I thought I maybe had again, I could put a dam in here or a floodgate here as a temporary thing, just for that extra height. But again, if I'm just gonna get bad tides for the rest of eternity, then my big massive challenge of year-long droughts is never gonna happen. And you know, that's just a, you know, it's just I just hit the 40% every time, and we'll just be in bad tides forever, and it'll be easy, right? So that's just not gonna happen. So we're probably just gonna skip through this bad tide here, and yeah, we'll see you when the wet season starts again, maybe. Oh, I was supposed to build things over here, you know. I was supposed to build things. So let's see. Do I need my fermenter? No. So go away. It's automated, but I think he will. I guess you could check. Like you could check. Like, will someone work here if there's no power? Yes. So turn that off. Build the dynamite factory. Hooray! And then let's get that built before I try to put in the metals. Before I try to put in the, because I don't have the. I don't have the planks or gears for both of these at the same time. So we're just going to pause our metal smelter while this gets built. And hopefully that'll... Yeah, they'll work on it. I did build a gear storage factory, or storage place, so that they could just, you know, yeah. It seems to help move things along here, but now my gears are out, and it is what it is. But so, more things to build, more time. Whoa! How? Why? This was not this before. Whoa! We're flooding more. This is actually kind of bad. Why is this flooding? This should not be. Is it because this source turned on and now this source on and now we're flooding just an extra level higher here? Is that what's going on here? Okay, the bad tides are ever so slightly more dangerous than I thought they'd be, I guess. If I blow this up, will that solve that problem? It might. It might. Hope no beavers try to get over here right now. They shouldn't. It's paused. There's absolutely no reason for them to go over there. But it's actually, there is a reason to go over there. If they finish the explosives factory, they will want to go over there. But that's a long way away. Where are all my planks going? They're supposed to be going here. Yeah, okay, let's build that. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot more bad water on this map than I guess I thought there was. It is what it is. The best thing I could do would be to put in... I could put in irrigation barriers up here if I had treated planks. I do not. I could also just put in a terrain block, which would prevent the like either there or there, right? Or like just put in some blocks here and prevent the corruption or contamination from getting up here. But I am pretty good on food, so I'm not. It's annoying, but fine, I suppose. It is annoying though. What do I need to get dirt online? I need 100 treated planks. Oh boy. Alright, well that's not happening. But we can at least unlock this and start thinking about, yeah, because and I mean we might as well. I have all the science of the universe, so we want this and then this and then one, and hopefully you can kind of see how my plans are for this area up here. And the idea is that this is actually going to be where we're going to put our final pumps over here, and we're going to drop water from 1 tank, 2 tank, 3 tank. We share that wall. That's right. That way we share that wall, and tank 4 again. That's just going to be zoop. Yeah. So we're going to have one wall here. We're going to shove fill valves down there. It's going to be glorious if we can ever end all of the bad tides. But it is what it is. The bad tide is almost gone, and so is our log problems now that these oaks are back online. I also, while everything was sort of decontaminated here, I figured, hey, let's start planting some corns and some soybeans and some eggplants. So that'll be awesome, except whenever bad tide comes and kills it all. But ignoring that little part, we're going to start getting those crops in for the food factories, which I have no planks for still, but we're almost done. We're 5 planks away. They're working on the last few ones right now, and hopefully then we'll finally get our explosives online, which would be great. You start dynamiting down here slowly. And again, this is actually going to be really great because again, this is going to be essentially another layer. You know, as much as I can, I don't really want to dynamite, but as much as I can dynamite out of the tank is an extra layer, mostly. Just the way that the system's going to work once everything's all well and built. But we now have another wet season to hopefully. Are we almost done yet? You're built. You're built. You're not build the thing. Where are you? I have 3 builders. Thank you. Recipe? Explosive. Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay, well, now we will have our first explosives come online here, which is awesome. And then they'll immediately try us to start place these, which I don't really want them to do, except for maybe those 3. Because now I can get fill valves, and I'd love to stick a fill valve down there. And you know what? Actually, you know what? Let's pause use. Let's pause use so that they can work it, and let's just manually, as annoying as it is, say, hey, for the first 3, please do the singular dynamites. Yes, it costs twice as much dynamite, but I have no extract, so it is what it is. And yes, you are still flowing again. Yes, just making sure my water is online. Always just double check. And oh, you can be unpaused because you can be paused by automation. Why are you paused by automation? I have no... Okay. Let's figure it out. So it says it's off because I do not have extra cassava, or the cassava is good. So my cassava is measuring... Okay, the cassava should be measuring high. Did I make the same mistake I did with the fermented cassava here? So the XOR says off, which is right because my cassava levels are high. So that's fine. But the cassava level, you... Stop doing this on camera, you idiot. Okay, I realized my mistake, and the issue is that when I swap this from a less than to a greater than, this AND gate stopped saying, hey. Or, no, I'm sorry, this one said, hey, my cassava isn't low, but my cassava is low. So, in order to fix this, all I need to do is put in a little NOT gate over here. So, not cassava... No, it's not fermented cassava low. And then we're going to hook up this to, again, we're going to say this is, and we're going to hook this up instead of not cassava low. Not cassava low. And that should fix my logic, is my hope. We'll see. That should turn back on the fermenter. And now I have explosives. I think yes, we already have that. That's awesome. And yeah, we're starting to get our dynamite in. And yeah, things are back to okay. I put in a few more trees here to maybe chop down some of these. I guess I have to unpause the forester for that to actually work. Just so that this can stop being a thing. And we'll keep these around for, you know, emergency logs. That's a good plan, right? And our dynamite is done. So what are you doing? You're just okay. I see, you're fine. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then put down one more layer down there, and then I can finally get my fill valve in again. And my automation is now working with this new NOT gate. Yep. So now I have not cassava low, just because it's an and thing, and then that means my fermenter is running as intended, which means now we have fermented cassava again. Hooray! That's awesome, and hopefully, our yep, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. You know, it is what it is. And now I can say, hey, I want a fill valve right there. Boom. And then we will set you to eventually, you know, I thought I could do this passively. Like I set one fill valve, and there's gonna be one fill valve right here under where the dynamite is, obviously. One there, one there. And the idea is I could set one of these. I could do this, you know, sort of passively. Like one will be set to 0.9. And the next one will be set to 0.7. And the next one will be set to 0.5. And each time, you know, the 0.9 one will drain all the water out of its tank first. And and then the 0.7 will drain the water out of that tank. But I could probably just do this to automation. So in any case, right now we're going to set it to unlimited because I don't want it to be limiting anything, at least until we start getting some levees to get our tank sort of built. And again, this is not important, but you can build it whenever you want to. Looks like our ruins are out of the way, which is awesome. I'll let them keep working here because, and that way I don't have to worry about the ruins being trapped inside of the water tank and the scavenger flag outside of the water tank and or flooded. Like that would just, I mean, we could go up and over, but that'd be dumb. So we'll just let them keep working. We have. I'm not worried about time. The game has with the bad tides. The game has effectively given us like just 20, 30, 40 extra days. It feels like that I'm just not having to worry about my timer of death. So you know that's nice. And again, like this should be enough for the next 2 droughts. The second drought might be a little bit iffy on this much water. Unless I start dynamiting down, which I obviously now can do, which is awesome. So we're out of bad, so we're going to pause you and pause you because you're not helpful. And then we're just going to keep on keeping on. They're working on the extra next layer over here, which is great. Yep, our spiral staircase is almost built. Almost. Just waiting on someone to actually build it, because no one ever likes actually building the thing, apparently. We got a scratch urge, or just a little bit of extra well-being, which is a little low. Why is it low? I have 4 injured beavers? Well, that's an easy fix, I suppose. Well-being, medical bed. Yeah, I could start thinking about putting down... I don't know. Some more bad water? Are you kidding me? Oh, that's I'm pretty sure that's harmless. Question mark? I mean, it has to be harmless because it's the same as this, and this goes. I'm just not sure where this goes. It goes off the map here, or it goes off the map here. So what is that? What level is that? That shouldn't. Yeah, no. Okay. That's harmless. That's not going to cause any flooding. I'm pretty sure. I'm just like, this is a little bit scary. It would be really bad. This would be death, doom, and destruction if not properly. Oh, hey, we got some trees over here. Awesome. So I could probably like unpause you for some extra logs because I know some of my logs are getting low, and then I want to get a tapper shack up here if I can, to start thinking about sap, which means I need some storage tanks. Do I use a medium tank for this? I probably should. I probably don't have the planks for that. Never mind. We'll just do the poor man's medium tank. Pine resin is not a liquid. Never mind. And then you will be pine resin, and then you will get gathered quickly, please. You're not gonna believe this. I can't believe this either. But we just had our announcement, and it's another bad tide. Yep. 3 in a row. That's honestly really impressive. That's what? That's 40% for one. Well, obviously you're gonna have the first one is 40%, but you're always gonna have the first one be the first one, right? You're never gonna not have the first one be the first one. So the second one is a 40% chance, and then the third one in a row is a 40% of the 40%, I guess. So I'm doing math on camera. What am I doing? I'm an idiot. This will just be episode 6, just the bad tides from now until the end of time. So we'll just let more time pass. And here's our third bad tide in a row. 10 days. Not scary in the slightest. It's fine. It is what it is. I am thinking, let's go ahead and unlock this wood workshop because we're starting to collect a good number of pine resin here, and we can just sort of put a little small industrial pile here. And we're going to say, please obtain planks. I'm going to be cheap and put in the power shaft. And yeah, they're already working on that they're building that real fast. I hope they weren't being lazy. They still have things to build. Oh, it looks like this is actually done. Looks like they okay, so we need to move this up a level as we do. So we can do that on camera, and then we'll probably call this the end of the episode because that seems like a reasonable thing to do. And then hopefully we'll be back with some actual droughts again, making progress on our challenge of going for a full year, which I need to have 36 droughts because I gave myself 10-day drought windows, or 10-day drought increases, and it's like, well, it doesn't increase if there's no droughts. Good job. Whoops. All of our soybeans died. Who could have guessed that would happen? Not me, I guess. But we got plenty, and we can't really put down the food factories, mostly until we get the because I'm not gonna deal with this again. This was fantastic. We're off because we are low on cassava, so it's working just as intended. It's amazing. I love it, and now it's on. Why? Because I don't know, but it's on now. Okay, it's turning on and off the fermenter in some complicated fashion that I don't really care about right now. So as long as that's happening, I'm happy. I can now. I still need my extract, so we'll probably work on that next episode. But for now, we'll call this the end of episode 6, and we will see you guys next time.